This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
People have been migrating since prehistoric times. How and why would they choose to immigrate? What are the effects of immigration? In this essay about immigration causes and effects, you will discover the current debates surrounding immigration, such as issues related to national security and the economy. Mentioning the three leading causes of immigration: political unrest and wars, freedom and rights violations, and poverty, the author concludes that immigration brings many benefits. However, it is vital for governments to carefully consider the consequences and develop policies that balance the needs of all parties involved. Introduction. The issue of immigration has been in the limelight for a long period now. The most affected region is the United States of America, which forms the destination of most immigrants. Immigration generally entails people moving from their native lands to other destinations where they end up settling. There are various reasons why people decide to leave their land and move to other regions. Some of these include the search for employment, political uproars, and natural disasters, just to mention a few. Immigrants who enter another country are broadly classified into two groups: legal and illegal. Legal immigrants are those who seek authorization from the Immigration Department of the state's government to enter the nation. That way, they possess legal documents and become just like the citizens of that nation. Illegal immigrants, on the other hand, are people who enter a nation's borders without proper immigration procedures and choose to remain in that country without permission. Therefore, the problem of immigration is usually caused by the illegal immigrants and not the legal ones. This paper is, therefore, a synthesis of the issue of immigration, especially in the United States, where it is most prevalent. Illegal immigrants. The United States of America is one of the most preferred destinations for most illegal immigrants in the world because of its open border policy. As a matter of fact, the United States has procedures in its Constitution that allow the presence of illegal immigrants in the country. Thus, it is deemed to have the highest number of immigrants according to the Department of Homeland Security Research, where the population of illegal immigrants was 10.8 million in 2009. Illegal immigrants in the United States of America have led to both negative and positive impacts in terms of economic and social status. For example, they have created problems of a bilingual society, drug trafficking, traffic congestion, and the free rider problem. However, illegal immigrants contribute greatly to society by performing tasks that civilized Americans would not perform, such as the construction industry. Causes of immigration. The reason why people flee from their country is because of different problems that may have cropped up in those regions. They, therefore, decide to move to safer and more comfortable regions. Some of the significant causes of immigration in the current world will be discussed below. Political unrest and wars. This is one of the common causes of immigration in various world regions. The fact that most people live in regions where the governments and politicians practice corruption, hence being inefficient in their duty of work, leads to people moving to other regions in search of peace and harmony. At the same time, in nations experiencing civil wars with their neighboring nations, people will therefore flee to peaceful regions. Freedom and rights reasons. Every human being desires freedom and the right to do whatever they wish as long as it is in accordance with the law. The deprivation of rights has been another cause of immigration. In areas where people are persecuted because of their religion or culture, they tend to run away from such, thus finding places where they will be accepted. Poverty. People are forced to move in search of greener pastures when the pain of hunger grows stronger than they can hold. This occurs due to areas that have been drought-stricken or flooded, such that getting food is a problem. That way, people move to areas with food to consume lest they die of hunger. Effects of immigration. Immigration has negative and positive impacts on the nation where the immigrants settle. However, the cons of immigration outweigh the pros, with the only benefit being a source of cheap labor for informal employment. The adverse effects of immigration therefore include: to begin with, immigration is a major cause of overpopulation in the United States of America. As a result, the resources are constrained since they have been overwhelmed by the increasing population. The overpopulation issue is what now leads to other problems such as increased crime rates, pollution, congestion in housing, and use of public amenities. In other instances, if the immigrants are left to grow in numbers, then they may at one time cause wars with the natives as they fight to possess the lands they have settled in for a long time. Immigration policies. The fact that immigration is not acceptable, both socially and economically, should be curbed. Some of the ways through which immigration could be reduced to minimal levels are through the enactment of strict rules governing the immigration issue. For instance, the government of the United States has put in place the Secure Fence Act of 2006, as well as the Comprehensive Immigration Forum at its border with Mexico. This was initiated by former President Bush in a bid to reduce the number of immigrants coming from Mexico to the United States. This act enabled the construction of a fence along the border with Mexico in the south. Other than this, the act led to the authorization of additional vehicle barriers, checkpoints, and increased lighting at the border so as to ensure that only legal migration took place. On the other hand, the Comprehensive Immigration Forum has increased the funding allocated for border security, thus ensuring that safety was enhanced at the border as a result of additional Border Patrol agents and guards. Conclusion. From the above discussion, it can be clearly seen that the issue of immigration is a cause of most societal and economic problems. However, the immigrants cannot be blamed for their acts since they do so in search of peaceful regions. It would therefore be against human rights to chase and reprimand the immigrants. As a matter of fact, some of the immigrants enter the border for genuine reasons, such as being safe and getting cheap employment to sustain their livelihoods. Thus assist in industries such as construction, restaurants, truck driving, and masonry, among others, which heavily depend on the labor from the immigrants. It has been noted that most employers prefer using labor from illegal immigrants because they end up saving so much on the cost of wages. Therefore, despite the fact that illegal immigrants do not pay taxes to enjoy public goods and services, their contribution to the economy counterbalances the argument. This essay on the causes and consequences of immigration was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.